Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes out of Texas. This is another one that Brandon has sent to me. This is Karbach Brewing, and I've had some. He has sent me some of their beers before, and they are doing some tasty stuff. This is their Hop Delusion. It's an Imperial IPA. The only fuss I've got right off the back, it says off the deep end here and brewed in Texas. It doesn't have the ABV on the can. Let me pull this off. He's got his we got his name here on it, and it's over top of the government warning, so it does not have the ABV on the can or the IBUs. They need to put that on their can. But on a side note, it says crafted on 04-1116. The most important part is on the bottom of the can, which is when it was put in the can. But I would like to see them at least give us the ABV. The IBUs are not super critical, but if you're just wondering how bitter the beer is going to be before you purchase it, you don't know that. So is it a 70 IBUs or is it 100 IBUs? So that we need those three things, but it's got the date on it, so that's the main thing. But I would like to see the ABV and possibly the IBU, especially on an Imperial or a double IPA, so we know how bitter the beer is going to be. So, well, let's get on with it. Commercial description says here, resinous, dank aromas fill the air. The sky is filled with the yellowish green clouds that look like hop cones. Everything you touch leaves your fingers sticky, and now even the people around you look like hop cones. What are you smoking? Their faces began to ooze lupulin, and anybody that grows hops or knows anything about it, lupulin, if you grow hops or you handle any hop cones, your fingers do get kind of sticky when you're harvesting it. And if you break open a hop cone, a fresh hop cone, it's got a yellow substance in there. That is the lupulin. That is the stuff that gives the beer that piney, grapefruity, or whatever type of hop it is. If it's a noble hop like Saz or Tetanang or Golding, it's not going to be West Coast style. It's going to be more in that floral, herbal, citrusy smell. But or any all of your hops produce different flavors and aromas depending on the style of hop that it is. And the more you get into those, the more you'll figure out what hops produce what flavors. So, and a lot of the American hops produce, especially in the quantities that the brewers are throwing in now, dry hopping it with massive amounts. So, says you're in a state of hop delusion, but you knew what you signed up for when you popped this bottle. Well, this is a can. You knew that it had over 100 IBUs and was dry hopped with insane amounts of Simcoe and Mosaic hops. No, we didn't know it had over 100 IBUs because it's not written on the can like it should be. But you chose to drink it anyway. It's difficult to say if you will ever snap out of it. We have been smitten with the disorder that many can never overcome. So yeah, we need to have the IBUs written on it. ABV is almost a necessity on a double or Imperial IPA. So ABV and the date on the bottom of it is the two most critical things, and the IBUs would help. So we got 1 out of 3 guys. So Even though Karbach does some really good stuff, they need to concentrate less on putting a fancy graphic on the can and giving us some information. Just my 2 cents. And since this is in a double or Imperial IPA, cuisine is barbecue, cheese and pepper, Monterey pepper jack sharp, and your stronger cheeses. And the meat is game, grilled meat and salmon. Glass for a snifter, tulip oversized wine glass. Yep, that's my favorite glass, the Sovereign beer glass. And according to this, since it is a big beer coming in at 9%, it says can be cellared. Don't cellar your IPAs or double IPAs, guys. That's why we put the date on the bottom of it. If that wasn't critical, you keep your damn IPAs for a couple of years. If you do that, you're going to find out the hops are gone and it's a malt bomb. So, don't cellar your IPAs, guys, or your double IPAs. They're as fresh as you can get your grubby, hot little hands on them. Let's give it a pull. A little on the lighter color as opposed to the red ale we did yesterday. 12-ounce can. Yeah, a little over a finger of head on that pour. Over to the light, it is fairly clear, so it tells me it's a filtered beer. And a lot of bubbles. Same up, it's a nice orange tangerine color. Looks really good in the glass. Very typical of what a IPA or a double IPA. A lot of times the doubles will be a little bit darker than the singles because they use a little bit more malt to get that ABV up there. So, and then they got to use more hops on top of that. It's a balancing act there, guys. The bigger the beer, the more you got to have more hops, more malt, and it's got to balance. You can't have more hops than malt or more malt than hops. So it tells you whether they've done their homework or done a good job on the beer. Let's get a nose on it. Ooh. Oh yeah. Simcoe. I haven't brewed a lot with Mosaic, and I don't grow Mosaic, and I don't grow Simcoe either. But Simcoe, I have brewed with Simcoe before, and it does do a great job to give you a West Coast style. If you like that big piney, grapefruity, pineapple-y taste, it does a good job of that. That smells pretty good. That smells a lot like a Stone and Joy, but definitely getting some dankness in there too. People say, what's the dankness? And when I refer to it as cat pee, oh man, I don't know what you... Well, you'll know. You'll taste that. When you drink a Stone and Joy bar, even this, a Karbach Brewing, you'll get that smell, and you'll recognize it. I mean, there's a dankness to it. And I don't want to say mildewy or musty or anything like that. It's hard to describe the dankness, but it's there. Smells good. Let's give it a go. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Wow, that's tasty. Nice tangerine, orange, grapefruit, dankness. I can't keep saying that, guys, but it's there. I like the way this tastes. This is really, these guys are doing some really tasty stuff. Karbach Brewing. Wow, that's delicious. Wow, really, really tasty. If we could just get these guys to put the ABV and the IBUs on the can, they already got the date on the bottom of it. It would be really, really good. Well, let me take it back straight out of the fridge, let her have some, and we'll come back and see where this one ends up. Tastes pretty good right now. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping this about 30 minutes or so. Very tasty, the other half loved it. The only plus I got is they don't have the AB on this Imperial IPA. They need to have that on there. The IBUs is optional. They do have the date on the bottom of it, but they need to have the ABV on the can. You need to know what you're buying. Is it an 8%? Is it a 10%? Is it a 12%? What are we buying here? So they need to have that on there. So bottom line. As far as I'm concerned, this is a great tasting beer. I mean, it is dank, it is citrusy, it is piney, it is grapefruity. A lot of stuff going on. Very well made beer. I'll chug. I don't want to leave none in the glass. That's very tasty. Very, very tasty. So, with that being said, guys, like I said, other than not having the ABV on the can, and of course I'd like to see IBUs on it since it's 100, over 100, according to what they're saying here in the commercial description. We'd like to know that. Put it on the can, guys. Instead of spending all your money on this fancy graphics, write that information on the can. It doesn't take a lot of room. You put it right on the side, you know, and then not mess up from all your colorful graphics and stuff on there. That's my only fuss, guys. Very good tasting beer. Very nice. Brandon, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. Definitely an A beer for me, guys. I think it's a very tasty, well-made beer. Just need more information on the package. I'm gonna give it a 95, guys. I think it's right in the middle of the A category. It's a 9, and it may even get a better mark than that if we had a little more information on the can. So, with that being said, over to Beer Advocate. They say 92, outstanding. Yeah, it's pretty close. I think it's a tad better than that. Maybe they're mad because they don't have the ABV or the IBUs on the can. I don't know. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 98, 93 in the style. So we got a 92, we got a 95, we got a 98. Everybody says it's an A beer. I agree there. It is a very tasty beer. Very well made beer. So if you've had this one from Karbach Brewing, this is their Hot Delusion Imperial IPA. Got a date on the bottom of it though, guys. At least we got one of them. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. And come on back tomorrow. Let's go dig something tasty out of the fridge. See you then.